I have logged into implementation application. We'll start now. So yesterday's session was a kind of a motivation session to all of you. Just follow that. And 627, right? Okay. So today we are going to look at object-oriented concepts before we start looking into Pega PRPC. Okay. Object-oriented concepts. Okay. So 9 o'clock, it is already many students, they have not come. So it will take 2 days time to explain you all these topics that I have listed here in the document. So we'll go slowly one by one to understand. See, what is our main goal here is just to understand the object-oriented concepts, because Pega engine is implemented using Java. So Java uses object-oriented programming, and object-oriented concepts, again, you are going to use in Pega also, not by coding, just conceptually you'll use it. So you need to learn to understand the reusability concept in depth. You need to learn to understand the concept of reusability in depth. And also you need to understand the concept of transaction model also in depth. Okay. So for that reason, I have to explain about object-oriented model. And I'm going to tell you about organization structure as well. Organization structure as well. Okay. This one also I will cover today, and this one. This will take 2 days time, inheritance concept and all. So now what are we going to do is just go here to the PRPC environment. dev.impl@hart.com, password rules. Okay. Here you go now. So we have logged into our implementation application. So after you log into implementation application, as a developer, you can implement the functionalities by using App Studio or by using Admin Studio. I will tell you about the studios after some time, both studios. But Admin Studio will give you complete, so Admin Studio is going to provide you a feature of customizing anything in Pega. Customizing anything in Pega means a in-depth development you can do by using Admin Studio. App Studio will give you, as of now, understand like high-level development. High-level development. Some basic things you cannot customize in-depth. Okay. App Studio cannot provide you. Dev Studio will provide you. Sorry, not Admin Studio. Dev Studio, using Dev Studio, you can customize anything in Pega. Okay. Anything and everything you can customize in Pega. But App Studio is a high-level development for now. So we are now going to go to Dev Studio, because from App Studio you cannot see everything. To explain you further concepts, I have to go through Dev Studio. I have to go through what? Dev Studio. Okay, I have logged into my application. I have switched to Dev Studio from App Studio. This is how a Dev Studio looks like. I'm not going to explain you what options are available here. That you will learn slowly, one by one. Okay, and here you go now. App Explorer. What is that? So when you click App Explorer, it will display you classes. It will display you what? Classes. And also above classes, you can see 3 applications. So click on this link for your information. See, this entire 2-day sessions are going to be like knowledge transfer about object-oriented programming concepts. Second thing is how Pega PRPC application is being designed, the architecture, to understand the architectural details of our application that is automatically created. How did you create application? By executing the wizard. After application is created, you did not go into the application and see what is created, correct? So we are trying to explore what are the other things that got created along with application, plus anything we want to customize, we will customize. But what is that we are going to focus on? I'll tell you. See here now. When I log into implementation application, I'm seeing here 3 applications are displayed, just for your information. In implementation, under which we have framework, under which we have Pega platform, right? Implementation usually have accessibility to framework as well as Pega platform. Suppose if I log into Pega platform application, if I log into framework application, I will take a private window, because in the same window I cannot log in. What is the login ID for framework? Dev FW @hart.com password rules. Okay, maybe it is going to give a different URL. I will try that. No worries. Just wait on this. Okay, it is giving a different URL. devfw@hart.com password rules. Okay, so here you go now. Okay, so here you go now. Dev Studio. This is framework application. I have logged into which application? Framework application. Framework application also I have switched to Dev Studio. I go to App Explorer. How many applications you are seeing now? Just like let's make an observation. 2. Click on this to see framework and Pega platform. Framework can access itself as well as Pega platform. But for framework, implementation is not visible. Framework cannot access any functionalities from implementation. Framework can access functionalities of itself plus Pega platform. But implementation can access the functionalities of itself, framework as well as Pega platform. As well as Pega. But how? Where these functionalities are available? Where do you create the functionalities? That's the point to understand. So now what am I going to explain you is, I'm going to tell you the concept of encapsulation. Concept of encapsulation and then equivalent to that class. Okay, now see, there is a word called encapsulation. This word is being used in object-oriented terminology. The equivalent word of encapsulation in the technology is class. See, object-oriented is a model. From this model, so many technologies have been created. What are the technologies? Java, Python, C++, maybe VB. Okay, like this, so many technologies. C#. These are programming language technologies, correct? These programming languages, Java, C++, VB, in the .NET, C#, Python, these programming languages are being created by using the model called object-oriented model. Object-oriented model. That's why object-oriented is a concept. In the concept, you have something called encapsulation. Well, that concept is implemented in the programming language by programming language developers. That is called as class. First of all, what do you mean by encapsulate? What is the meaning of capsule? You know about capsule, right? So what is a capsule? You know, capsule is a tablet, medicine tablet. So if you open the capsule, then inside the capsule, you have some chemical composition, right? Correct? So there are so much combination of chemicals will be available. So encapsulate, what does object-oriented programming system says? Is OOPS means object-oriented programming system. Is a model. This model says, if you define any attributes, what do you mean by attributes? I'll tell you. Okay, just I think it's better. I'm going to write here at the bottom. Okay, so if you define any attributes that are necessary for your application functionalities plus functionalities, functional components, you do not define just like that. You have to encapsulate. So it is like group it. Encapsule means it's like a group. It's like a box, correct? So group the attributes and functional components into a single unit, This is the concept of encapsulation. Concept of encapsulation says that, hey, you are defining some attributes. You are defining some functional components. In your application, you need functional components, right? You are creating functional components. Along with functional components, you are defining some attributes. All these you group into a single unit. Then that is called as encapsulation. You follow encapsulation model that has been defined in the object-oriented programming system. Okay. So if you are going to develop a project, if you're going to develop a project using object-oriented programming language, in that language, you are going to create some functional components and define some attributes. You have to enclose them into one encapsulated unit, In the programming language, this encapsulation is called as class. Class is equal to what? Encapsulation. So you would be creating classes in a programming language. All the functionalities So grouping of attributes plus functionalities into a single unit is called as class. So class is equal to encapsulation. Class is equal to encapsulation. Class is equal to. So class doesn't mean something different from it. Encapsulation concept is implemented in a programming language as class. Then something like this in programming language. Class, class is a keyword. Name of the class, let's say loan is a class name. And what are the attributes? Attributes means the variables which controls the execution of the program. What are the attributes? Loan type. Okay, loan type, one attribute, comma, customer name, comma, loan amount, and okay, EMI, okay, tenure, loan, tenure, etc. These are all called as attributes holds the values. Attributes holds the values at runtime. Loan type, personal loan, okay, home loan, that's a type of loan. So customer name and loan amount. What is the amount you want to take? Tenure, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year repayment tenure, like that. And what are the functional components? First functional component can be like this. Functional component, function. I can give it like initiate loan request. Initiate loan request. Otherwise, collect data. Collect data. Collect data is one functional component. This will have a lot of coding. This will collect the data. And then function, let's say process loan. Process loan. This is another functional component. Maybe one more functional component can be there. No, just generally I am writing. It's not like, don't think like programming language. Pega is not programming language.
Eligibility
Function,
check.
approve, or eligibility. Check eligibility. Check eligibility. So these functional components are going to perform certain task. These functional components are going to perform certain task where these functional components are going to use. These functional components are going to use the attribute values in order to check the eligibility. In order to check the eligibility, you need the details from the attributes, like what is the type of the loan that you're looking for and what is the customer salary, and based on certain factors, it will check the eligibility. So these programs will be controlled by attributes, and these functional components are going to perform certain specific task. Understand clear, everyone? So you can take an example. Simple example for class is car. Car is an example. You take a car, entire car is one class. What are the functional components in that? Steering is a functional component, accelerator is a functional component, and gearbox is a functional component. Okay, like this. Wheels are functional components. But what about the attributes? Gear number that you are going to add while driving. So gear number 2. So 2 will be given to the car, functional component, right? Now car will go slowly. Suppose 5 means obviously it has the acceleration speed more than 2. 2 means even if you are pressing accelerator completely, it will not go faster, right? So that way, so these attributes will control the entire program. So in your application, you will be having functional components plus attributes, and all these will be there inside class. So from this, what we understand is class contains functional components. Class contains what? Functional components. Plus additionally what? Attributes. And what we have already discussed during the Friday session. During Friday session, we have discussed like this. Application contains functional components. Did we discuss that or not? In Friday's class, we discussed one point. I have already drawn as a diagram also. I've drawn that. Application contains functional components. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying that class contains functional components. Which one is true? Both are true. So that is, look at here now. So once I log into my application, so inside my application, what am I seeing? Classes I am seeing. Means classes are inside application. So your functional component should not be placed directly inside application. A functional component will be there inside a class. That class will be there inside an application. Ultimately, functional component you can say inside application. So here you go now. See, I'm going to draw one diagram, simple diagram, and show you. Very simple one. See, here you go now. This is entire application. Let's say this is your entire application. This is your entire application. So this application inside, so many functional components are there, but functional components are not directly available. Inside the application, you have class 1, class 2. Two classes are there inside the application. So in each class, you can have functional components. Functional components will not be directly available inside application. Instead, these functional components will be available inside the classes. This is F1. This is F2. Means functional component 1, functional component. This is class 1. This is class 2. Like this, the structure will be available. We are trying to learn the structure. So you have created application. Inside application, obviously you have to create the functional components. This killer, madam, this killer, Java, madam. So inside application, you need to create further functional components, but you create those functional components inside the classes of the application. Understand? So application creation is done from our end, correct? What is still pending before you start creating functional components, anything like customer detail screen, or maybe some processing logic, something like that. Before that, what else you need to create? You need to create classes inside your application. Yes or no? Online students, are you clear? Able to follow every one of you? Are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There is no confusion. Diagrammatically, it is very clear. Yes or no? So step by step, box 1, you have created outer box. Outer box is what? Application. Inside one more box you have to create. That is what? Class. One second box is done. Inside that box, you place your gold. That is what? Functional components. Okay, clear? Now see here. We can create by ourselves. But when you create a new application, Pega has automatically created so many classes. So many means how many number? Maybe 10 to 15 classes. How many? 10 to 15. But we are not going to focus on all the classes. We are going to focus on very few which are needed. Okay, clear everyone? So now when you create a new application, Pega has created application, you know that. It has created organization, you know that. It has created operator ID, you know that. These three things, you know. Apart from these three, Pega also has created one more thing called as classes. Classes have also been created. How many? So many. But out of so many, we are going to focus on very few, I will tell you. I am trying to give you the information about what is already created in our application while we create a new application. Okay, that information we have to gain before we start using these things. Slowly we'll go. Look at here. See, when you log into implementation and come to classes, Pega is automatically loading HART, IMPL work. How many classes are these? If you ask me, 3 classes. How many are these? 3. I will tell you why the name, why 3 are loaded and all. I'll explain you. Okay. So I will do one thing. I will copy this from here and I will create a document for this. So this explanation also I'm making it as a, of course it is not practical, but I'm giving you in a practical document so that you can go through it. 627, right? 627 and this is not practical, but still I want to give the screenshots to give you clear idea about the things. So when we create a new application, when we create a new IMPL app, Pega has created below. Pega has created below rules. Everything in Pega is called as a rule. Application is a rule, class is a rule, everything is a rule. Okay. So what are those? First one, application created. Yes or no? Application. Organization. We have used existing one. Otherwise, it would have created organization. Operator ID means login ID, password generated. And classes. What is created? Classes. Are these only 4 things got created? No. It has created rule sets. It has created work queues. It has created access group. It has created work baskets. It has created work groups and even many more privileges. It has created so many, but I am not talking about all. Now we are at the 4th point. That is classes. That is classes. So our discussion is about classes. Log into IMPL app. Make an observation that you can see here. If you log into IMPL app, comma, switch to which studio? Switch to Dev Studio. You know how to switch? You will get App Studio. Click on the link and choose Dev Studio. Go to App Explorer. Click on App. Click on App. Then you will see 3 classes loaded. How many? 3 classes loaded, concatenated. instead of that, I am going to write like connected. Not connected. 3 classes loaded, which are connected. Connected by what? Hyphen. This has a meaningful information. Meaning. The hyphen has a meaning. I'll explain. These are the 3 classes loaded. See, I am going to explain you technically later. But first, our aim is to understand it functionally. Our aim is to understand everything functionally. So these are how many classes? These are 3 classes connected by hyphen. I am giving in double quotes. Okay, so that you'll understand that inside. Okay. So what are the classes? First class name, HART. What is the name of the first class? HART. Second class name. You know what?
IMPL.
Yes. As of now, you know this. Okay, I will write down as you say. Third one. Okay. This is said to be organization class. Why organization class? Because its name is equivalent to organization. So what is the name of the organization you have provided? HART. With the same name, Pega has created one class. Okay. Now, second one, HART IMPL. This is, you remember, this is the application ID we provided. What is our application ID? HART IMPL. Do you remember while creating application ID I have shown you? So this is application class. What about this one? Work. This is class group, or this is work class, or this is transaction class. You can use any terminology. The perfect terminology, if you want to use, class group is the terminology. Okay, I'll tell you technically what is a class group. I'll tell you later. Just for your information, I want to show you those things. That's it. Okay. See, what is our aim now? Our aim is to create some functionalities in the classes. Our aim is to create some functionalities in the classes. So how many classes actually you need in an application? We are not sure. It depends on your business. What is the size of your business? Let me explain. So ultimately, you want to create the functional components inside the applications of a class. Sorry, inside the classes of an application, correct? So how many classes can be there in your application? Let me tell you. So application by name, insurance. What is the name? Insurance is an application. Insurance company is an application. Just imagine it is in the real world. In real world, how can you imagine an insurance company? Tell me. You want, okay. Otherwise, you want to go with the easy real life example, loan, bank application. So in real world, if I say bank, what do you imagine? What picture comes into your mind?
Account opening.
No, I'm asking.
Loan.
As a physical existence. As a physical existence. Application means software product. Okay. So it loaded in the browser and all. That's okay. But as a physical existence, what picture comes into your mind?
Money.
It should be a building. Bank means bank as a building. Okay. Bank as a building. That is application. You are creating bank application. So you step into the bank. Just imagine yourself. Step into the bank. You walk into the bank. Now, when you walk into the bank, just imagine that building has, okay, in a floor you have walked in, and like how our institute is a building, and you have walked into our institute. This is Pega classroom, and that is DevOps classroom. The other one is Salesforce classroom. The other one is Python classroom. Each room has a specific thing to execute. Yes or no? Pega classroom, what will be executed? Pega class. Pega session will be executed. And teaching Pega. And in the DevOps, teaching DevOps. Right? Same way. Into the bank you have walked in, you are seeing some number of rooms. Room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4, like that. Just for better understanding. Each room has a label. Sticker is there. Loan department. What is that? Loan department. In a bank application, you have loan department. Okay, otherwise, first one, account opening, account department. Department means, say, normal business terminology. Now, loan department. And you see, in the bank itself, you see insurance department. Otherwise, insurance. Otherwise, cards, you can say card department. Okay, and you see verification department, no entry. No entry for outsiders. Okay. You can go into card department, no problem. Go into loan department, no problem. Go into account. Okay. No entry, leave it. That's not a big deal. Verification department. Okay. So here, if bank itself is an application, so banking operations will happen in the individual department. Yes or no? Actual functionality will happen only in the individual department. So accounts related, creating new account is a functionality. Will happen in which department? Account department. You are asking for the loan. You are looking for a new loan. You want to open a new loan. You want to take a new loan. Then which department you go into? Loan department. You want to get a new credit card application applied for. Then card department. Okay, leave about verification for now. Now, this is the thing, right? So here, can I combine all of these into single one? Only bank, no departments. All people have sit at one place only. So if you ask, someone will take your form and they do it. Everything can be done in one place. Why bank should have individual departments for all these things? What is the reason?
Easy to access.
This is what? A proper segregation. Your business is being segregated into different lines. So the operations will be easy. Doing the operations will be easy. Maintenance also easy. Everything. So each department here is one class. So when you create a new application, inside your application, you need to create functional components. It's not that you are going to create only one class and do everything in the class. You segregate to have more than one class. Multiple classes are needed. Multiple classes are needed. Each class has a specific purpose and create the respective functional components and attributes in each class. Understand clear, everyone? This is for your information. We will use this example till today, tomorrow also. Okay, next. You are clear about encapsulation and class concept? Okay, in the Pega, what is created implementation, I have shown you. Framework, shall we see framework? In our framework application, how many classes are created? How many? So many are there. How many loaded when you go to App Explorer? Similarly, log into FW app, Dev Studio, App Explorer. So we are seeing 4 classes loaded. 4 classes loaded. See, out of these 4, first one, HART, heart. This is organization class. Let me tell you one point. Phones rendu undavamma madam దగ్గర ఉంటే పంపిస్తారు. Now organization class. Let me tell you one point here. Remember this. HART organization name, correct? If you remember, go back to the practical. Creating framework application practical we did. Creating implementation application we did. At the time of creating framework application, HART organization name we have manually typed so that organization created. Organization got created. At the time of creating implementation application, you remember we have chosen the HART from the drop down. That means for framework and implementation, we wanted to have common organization. That's how we designed our system. That's the reason why in the framework application and implementation application, you see same class HART. This is a common class. This is a common class for FW and IMPL app. Both apps common class. Next, second one is FW. See here. FW. Second class name is what? FW. FW means what? Stands for framework division class. Okay, I can say it is. Okay. FW stands for framework. This is called, you'll come to know, this is called as organization framework. Okay, keep it like that. Division. Okay, leave it. Next, what is the third class here? HART FW. Can you tell me what is this?
Application.
Application class. This is application class of framework. Same name as application SR, no? Application ID heart FW. So
Yes.
third, last one is work. This is framework applications class group. That is implementation applications class group. Or you say work class, or you say transaction class. You know what? Is this work and the work in implementation? Names are matching, but both are not same. You will come to know soon. You will come to know when you understand that hyphen. When you understand hyphen, you will come to know these are not same. Okay. So just for your information, I have given the names of the classes that are created and meaningfully something I told you. Now, before we proceed further, I am going to explain you about the concept of inheritance. It's not done. Class concept is not done. Up to some extent, we go to another concept and we'll come back and again we'll discuss classes. Okay, now come back here. So what is the next topic? Inheritance. Inheritance. What is the meaning of inheritance? Okay, I will explain you. OOTP classes, types of class. Okay, inheritance. See, inheritance is a relation. Inheritance is a relation defined between two classes. Okay, let me write down the definition of inheritance. Inheritance is it is a parent and parent-child relation defined between two classes, two or more. Okay, minimum two. Parent-child means how many? Minimum two classes. So because of this relation, because of inheritance relation between the classes, the child class gets an ability to access the attributes plus functional components of parent class directly as if it is its own. Okay, simple example I'll tell you in our real life. So it's kind of parent and child relation. That is father son is there. Son wants some money. So son wants some, he has the money, he can use it. Okay, he doesn't have money, then he can take the money from father as his own money, right? So he can directly access the money from the father, no problem, because he is inherited. He is inherited. The same person, can he go to bank manager and take the money from bank? No, there is no relation with you with the bank, right? Someone else you cannot take, only you can take from. So when you define inheritance relation between the classes, then the child class can access the features that are there with the parent, but parent cannot access the child class features. This is universal concept. This is universal concept. Wherever you go, same concept. So this is single inheritance. What is this one? Single inheritance. Single means what? Means, see here, class A. Suppose, for example, simply I am writing class A. Class A has loan amount. Okay. Now under this you have class B. What is that? Class B. Class B inherits from, I'm simply writing, inherits from class A. Don't bother about the syntaxes for comparing programming language. No, it can directly access loan amount. Can access loan amount directly. It can access. So simply you say here loan amount is equal to $100. Let's say here print loan amount. So it can directly access while printing, no problem, because it is there with the parent. But class A cannot access anything from class B. So class B has customer name. So here print customer name. Print customer name, not allowed. This is not allowed. Understand clear? So what do you mean by multi-level inheritance? This is very, very important. That's why I'm telling you. Simply, I'm not teaching you. I'm not going to tell you other types, only these two. Single, multi-level. You can easily say this. Multi-level means? Okay. Simply like parent, child, grandchild. It can be extended. Grandparent, great-grand. So for the grandchild, this will become grandparent. So for grandchild, this will become parent, right? So example is, suppose example, A, class A, class A, class B. Class B inherits class A. Class C inherits class B. So here I am writing a coding pointer, but in Pega, this is navigations. I will show you. Class B. Now, class C, right? Now, class B can access from class A. Class C can access from class B as well as class A, that is grandchild. parent. This chain can be any level. Okay, this is also possible. So inheritance is there. But now the question is, why we need inheritance? What is the reason to have inheritance? Why should I
Reusability.
access from other class? I will only create everything in my class.
Common
I want to
functionality.
access something from the parent, right? Why should I do like that? Everything I'll create in one class and access from the same class.
To achieve reusability.
Yes, for that we will come back to the example. We'll come back to the example. This one, you take this. This example you take. Okay. In this example, yes, whatever you told is correct. So here you go now. See, so many classes are there. So now I want to open an account. While opening an account, you need verification to be done. So verification functionality is required at account opening. You want to take a loan, still you need verification to be done. So verification functionality is required at loan department also. Card, I want to apply for a new credit card. I have to go through verification, right? Verification functionality is needed at card department. These three classes, in the three classes, again and again, you have to create verification functional component. Correct? 3 times you need to create. Instead of this, why don't you create this in a parent class? This in a parent class. Create in a parent class. Verification. Verification has that functionalities. Now account department, loan department, card department, 3 classes. Inherits from verification department. Inherits from verification department. This one also inherits from. So all these 3 are created as child classes. While account processing, it can directly access verification features. While loan processing, it can directly access verification features. While card processing, it can directly access verification features. Instead of creating verification features, 3 different classes, you are creating in a single class and making it as a parent class so that the below classes can access. So your inheritance is giving you a feature of reusability, no redundancy of code, easy to extend. In future, if you are adding one more department which wants to go with verification features, it can go. The purpose of inheritance we need to talk about. The purpose of inheritance is to achieve, not simply access from one class.
Reusability.
Achieve what? Reusability. What else? No redundancy. No redundancy means no duplication creation. Okay. Next, easy to extend. Obviously, you'll save the time, money, all that, cost effective and all. So this is how. So you are not directly creating your functional components in the application. You are creating instead in the classes. See, let me tell you one thing. Here, account, loan, card, these are siblings. These are siblings. A sibling cannot access from its, okay, a class cannot access something from its sibling. There is no inheritance between siblings. You need to understand. Okay. So you don't have a right to ask the property of your brother. Yes or no? Legally. Same thing. In technology also, technology is designed based on our real life only. Object-oriented programming features are all from our real life only. Nothing new. So when you create a new application and to create your functional components, do not go with a single component, single class. Create multiple classes based on the requirement. Okay. And have some parent classes and child classes. Common features you place in the parent class and specific features you place in the child classes. Understand clear, everyone? Now, everyone clear, online students? Are you clear, every one of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So someone is going to ask you, what is the purpose of inheritance? Don't say that I want to access from parent to child. No. Purpose of inheritance is to achieve reusability, no redundancy, easy to extend. Because of inheritance, you will be able to access the parent to child. Child cannot be accessible to parent. Now, let's come back to the point of classes and inheritance further. Okay. See, I understand that if I create a new application for a better thing, better design and all, I will come up with multiple classes, out of which I'll find out some class which is common class at the top level and remaining children accordingly. Okay. Now, without inheritance relation defined between the classes, is it possible to access the functional components of one class to another class? This is very, very important. This will be covered going forward. That's why I'm asking. Without defining inheritance between two classes, is it possible to access the features of one class into another?
No.
Yes or no? You need to give me the answer.
No.
Strictly no.
No.
See, these two classes are in same application still. So two classes are in one application. One application is there, two classes. This has some features, this has some. No inheritance defined. Is it possible to access from that class to this web? Not possible. Same application, not possible. Two different applications are there. Two different applications. Application A, application B. Class A, class B. Is it possible to access the functional features without any inheritance relation defined between the classes?
No.
No. No. Strictly no. Without inheritance, no. Now, implementation application, framework application. Like this you created. Like this you created. One class is there in framework, class A. Class B is in implementation. Between the classes, I did not define inheritance relation, but applications are connected. Is it possible to access features? It is still not possible. It is still, keep this point in mind. We'll come to this point going forward when we discuss about inheritance concept in Pega. This is universally, I have explained what is inheritance and purpose. In Pega, how to implement, I'll explain. Clear, everyone? So, though you create an application on top of another application, you cannot access the features of another application classes functionalities into built-on application class function. No, not possible. Unless you define inheritance relation between the classes, a class cannot access the features of other class. The classes may be in the same application. The classes may be in the connected applications. You should define inheritance relation. This point you remember. We'll come to this tomorrow once again. Clear, everyone?
But sir, in Java, we can create an object of another class and access.
Through that, you will access anyhow. If object is there, means a reference. You are referencing something. That's a different concept. I'm talking about only inheritance concept. Okay. So now come back here. See, what is the purpose of these classes with respect to inheritance? We are going to understand. Before we proceed further, I have to tell you two different points will come out of this object-oriented thing. Okay. You understand what is encapsulation. You understand what is a class, and you understand what is inheritance universally, not only Pega. Now, before we get into something else, let me tell you about generalized thing called as organization structure. Organization structure. After that, I am going to explain you the classes created in our application. Okay, it makes a better sense. Generally, organization means, okay, it contains different levels. It has, okay, this structure has the entities. All this is generalized language. I'm not using Pega related terminology. Entity means what? It's a generalized terminology. So this structure has the entities organized into minimum 3 levels. How many levels? 3 levels. One is organization level. Second one is division. When I write division, I'll write S in the bracket. What does it mean? Division or divisions. Okay, next third one is
unit level.
Units. So organization is just like a topmost business entity. Organization is what? Topmost business entity. In real world, I am talking about. This is also real world. So in a real world, topmost business entity is called organization. Suppose Reliance Industry, otherwise Tata. Tata Industries is the topmost business entity. So what are the different divisions under Tata Industry? Just simply say.
IT sector.
Tata Steel, one division.
Tata Motors.
They will produce the steel and all. Tata Motors, another division. They are going to manufacture cars and all. Okay, next.
Tata Insurance.
Tata Consultancy.
TCS. Okay, very well, we know that. IT services. Otherwise, because
Tata
TCS, right? They have many companies. IT. Tata IT. IT means here information technology. IT services. Enough. These are enough. Many divisions are there. So under Tata IT division, TCS is there. Maybe I don't know the other companies. There are other companies also. Okay. And Tata Motors, you have Tata Nano is there. Okay, and Tata, another type of maybe personal vehicles, trucks and all, different are there, commercial related. Tata Steel, they have Tata Steel company. Okay, units. Units are the ones like, tell me, under Tata Steel you have Vizag Tata Steel is there, right? Vizag Tata Steel. Maybe what is the main branch, please? Jamshedpur, right? That is okay. I don't know. So okay, Vizag. This is one unit. This is where actual steel will be produced. Jamshedpur actual steel. This is the one structure they have. Tata business is having divisions. Under the divisions, they have units. Unit is the place where business transactions will happen. Business transactions, actual business transactions will happen. Okay, maybe this is not the right example. Somewhat okay, but I'll tell you another example. Okay, organization division. You take an example, simple example of car manufacturing company. Let's take Tesla. Okay, Tesla is manufacturing company, organization. Okay, simple. One specific thing will take. Okay, then you will understand clearly. In this divisions are, so Tesla distribution departments. Okay, Tesla's distributor. Tesla distributor department is a division. How many distribution departments will be there? Many. You go to Tesla company directly, ask them, I want to buy a car. No, we don't sell it. So just next level, you go to state-wise Tesla. State-wise, they have different distributors. Distributor also will have the cars, but they won't sell. They won't do any sales. Now you're going to Tesla, let's say, outlet. What is that? Outlet. So outlet in the city. So when you go to outlet in the city, this is called unit. They are going to do sales or not? Sales will happen. Sales will happen here. So that is the actual place where transaction can be initiated, processed and closed. In between, if they need something, how outlet will get from division? How division will get from organization? Anything that is there in organization level will be accessible to units. Okay, let me show you a diagram. Just give me 1 minute, please. I'll open one diagram. Diagrams, and here you go now. What is that? Organization structure. Something I'll take organization structure. Organization structure. This is one I can take. So some insurance company. So insurance company has auto insurance, human related and property related, 3 divisions. Auto related has personal auto and commercial auto, different units. Human related health, life, property related home, even more you can add. So unit is the place where transaction will actually happen. Unit is the place transaction gets initiated, processed, gets closed at the unit. Anything that is provided at the organization, defined at organization, will be accessible to all units. Will be accessible to all units because units are connected to organization through divisions. Anything available at this particular division will be accessible only to these 2 units. Only to these 2 units, but not to units of other division. This is a typical organization structure you see wherever you go. Wherever you go, you see. Suppose Harsha Trainings is organization. Cloud Technologies is a division. Okay, BPM Technologies is another division. In BPM Technologies, we have units. Pega Classroom. Okay, Appian, BPM, another classroom, like that. And in cloud, we have DevOps, AWS, and Azure, and we have Google Cloud, like this, different units. More or less, wherever you go, the structure of your business will be like this. Organization division. So out of this, the important point is unit is the one where you have actual transaction gets initiated and processed. Common components it will take from division. Very common across all units will be taken from organization. Following the same structure, Pega has created us 3 classes. Given us 3 classes. When you come to implementation application loaded, it has given the 3 classes combination, right? This combination, whatever you have got here, your transaction will be initiated. See, the last class. What is the name of the last class? Work. Actually, while creating new application, I'll show you. Give me 1 minute. While creating a new application, okay, let's create build from scratch or something, and this one, and here you give the name of the application. Okay, work, right? Third one. Here application ID will match organization, correct? But this work you can edit, but I did not edit it. I did not. If you want, you can edit, but I did not edit that. Yes or no? So as you have not edited, you have got the class name as work. You have got the class name as work. What is the meaning of work? Tell me. Generally, in real life, what is the meaning of work? Work means some transaction business. You are going to start, process, complete. One transaction, if you begin, process, and complete, that means you have done one work. Deposit, you have done. You have done one work of deposit. Withdraw, you have done. You have done one work of withdrawing money. Correct? Yes or no? One work means one transaction. So, HART is organization, top level. Application class is like a division level. It is. Okay, this is organization level. This is like division. What about this one? Unit level class. Unit level. So now you can tell me at which class we do initiate transactions, execute, and process. Out of these three classes, in which class the transaction can be initiated and processed?
Unit
Work
level.
class.
That is where we are going to create our transaction, design our transaction model of flow diagram, execute the flow diagram, create a transaction, process everything. But common features you will place in art, very common across everywhere, and specific to division you will place in the division. So under this division, we got only one unit work. I can create more units. Can I create or not? If I want to create, I can manually create. Pega has by default given only one unit. I can create more than one possible. In the same manner, Pega has provided us organization class, right? Already written. This is what? FW division. This is what? Application division 2. It acts as division below, again another division. Unit below, you can have subunits. Yes or no? This is what? Unit class. So in framework application, a transaction can be initiated at the work class. This work is completely different from implementation work. Heart class, that is what? Organization class is a shared class between framework and implementation. But this work is different. That work is different. I'll let you know soon. Okay, this is clear, everyone. These are the hold on. In implementation, we got 3 levels of classes connectedly available. Okay, when we come to App Explorer. In framework, additionally, one class added FW to make sense. When you look at the name of the transaction class completely, it is related to framework or implementation application. You can easily say how. In the transaction class name, you are not, this is a transaction class, right? Wholly loaded work class. There is no FW. That means it is related to implementation. For convention only, it has added additional level. If you see the transaction class has FW in it, that means that is related to framework. That's a sense of understanding. Tell me, what is the question that you have? What is that? Go ahead.
Yeah, that is the same question which you have clarified just
okay.
now.
So,
But Heart FW is the name which we have given. Okay. Otherwise, to recognize that it is a framework class, they have added one more layer, is what you're saying, right, Harsha?
no,
FW.
this I have given. Even though if I do not add FW into this FW will be commonly created. This will be definitely created. So in framework related transaction class, Pega will additionally insert one class called FW.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just asking the main reason why they have added FW. So
just
the clarity
to give you a
which,
sense.
yeah, okay.
Just to give you a sense that it is related to FW. If that is not there, only 3 also enough. No problem. For this is implementation related transaction class I have shown you. Framework application related transaction class I have shown you. Which one is which application related? How do you know? For that convention, Pega will follow that. Okay, that convention Pega will follow.
Yeah, got it, Harsha.
Now,
Even
yes,
while
please.
creating the application, it was showing up there under the
It
organization.
is showing there. It is showing FW read only it has provided. You remember? FW it has provided as read only. I'll show you. See, if you don't remember, I'll show you. I'm sorry, not this. New application wizard. I will show you once again. Okay. So build from scratch. So advanced configuration FW, it will show read only. You cannot even change it. It is mandatorily, it is going to come. Okay, that's for a better sense of understanding. Okay, for now. Okay. So these are the classes that have been created. Now, Now let's come to the point of reusability. So now can work class access the features of organization? Yes or no? Should it have to access or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Organization, whatever is there below
Yes.
level should be able to access. Division below levels, unit, okay, unit and subunits. But how organization class data will be accessible into FW, hard FW and work? We need to define inheritance relation between the classes, no? That inheritance is defined by hyphen. That inheritance is defined by, that's the reason why hyphen is added. Hyphen here between the classes defines what? Inheritance. That I will cover tomorrow. For today, it is enough. Today, we have only done these things. That is, we understand what is encapsulation and class, what is inheritance universally, what are the classes created in our application. Not all. When we go to App Explorer, what is loaded? 3 classes there, 4. Just we want to know the names. When you compare these classes with organization structure, what levels are these? And finally, we understood one point, work is the class where transaction gets initiated and processed. These are the grasping points for you all. Okay. So I will be explaining you about, inheritance in Pega, how inheritance is being achieved in Pega to access the components of organization class. Should I be able to access the components of framework class? Framework application classes also, do I need to access into implementation SR?
Yes.
I want to access. That's the reason why I have created one application on top of another application. Then how do you define the inheritance relation between framework application classes and implementation? Within implementation, how you define? Between framework implementation, how you define? Between Pega platform, OOTB application and our application classes, how do you define? So one more point, let me tell you. Pega platform contains OOTB functionalities in its application called Pega platform. Yes or no? We discussed yes or no? Now those should be available in classes. Pega platform is an application. It has OOTB classes. Inside the OOTB classes, it has OOTB features. So tomorrow, what am I going to cover? I will write down here. These things I'm going to cover tomorrow. May 15, all together you need to understand, okay? Our departments I have written now, that is not yet completed. We'll come back to that. Class types is also there. Now tomorrow, OOTB classes in Pega. By name, I will tell you. Okay, next, after that, I'm going to tell you about types of classes in Pega or object-oriented, general types of classes like abstract and concrete. Each one purpose I will explain you. Okay, and then I will come to the point of inheritance in Pega. Inheritance in, so there are 2 types of inheritance. One is pattern. No, that is universal, single, multi. Here, direct, like these 2 types. Once we understand these, we will be clear with the architecture provided to us. The classes architecture that is provided with our application, we will be clear. We are good to proceed to create something, functionalities and all. So you need to fully focus on these concepts. Without learning these also, I can teach you. But you are not going to be an architect. You will be a developer. You will not be an architect. Okay. That's why understand the architecture first. What is being given to you. Okay. Examine it. Understand what levels, what are being placed. You have got the clear idea. Start creating. While creating, create at the bottom level or top level. You will get to know clearly. Okay. Clear, everyone? So these things once done tomorrow, 1 hour it will take. It will take 1 hour time tomorrow to explain you these things. But while we are going to work on further practicals, these concepts we are going to just try to memorize, recollect and try to apply accordingly in our practicals. Okay. These are the concepts we are going to apply while practicing. Okay. For that reason, you need to know all these things. Okay. So are you clear, every one of you? Today,
Yes,
every one
sir.
of you, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just to try to compare any concept with the real life, then only you'll be able to understand easy. Okay. While teaching about abstract and concrete classes, I'm going to go back to that verification department and all once again.
Malish.
Sorry, what is that? Talking to others. Okay. So if you're good to go ahead, if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Now you can ask me if you have any doubts. Yes, that is also polymorphism is also there, in object-oriented programming. That will come in Pega maybe after a month. That time only I'll tell you. Everything I'll not tell you on the same day. Polymorphism I'll tell you. So what is it and all conceptually, and how practically in Pega we will come across that. So you'll come to know that. Okay, next. Any other doubts?
Harsha, so basically in previous classes we understood that we can create an application on top of framework application. But while doing the practice, right, what I read, right, un unintentionally, while creating an implementation application, I use the implementation application again instead of framework, and that application got created. And the
No,
built
while
application.
creating implementation application, in the list of applications, it won't show implementation applications. How do you create? If you are trying to create an application, you need to click on one of the applications there, right, in the list. That
Correct.
list is framework only. No implementation application will be listed there. Then how did you do that?
No, it was there. So if you can go to again create application, right?
Create application.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now here can't find the type, right? Then I clicked on search all types.
I use that searching.
Yeah.
Don't search it.
Yeah. Then there I found
Search
the
all
all.
types. No, don't do that. That's a suppose if you're designed like that, that's a wrong design. See, there is something to understand. Let me tell you as an example. The system will not restrict you from doing something. It will give you guidelines you need to follow. Sometimes doing something is possible in the system practically, but you should not be doing following the guidelines. Simple example I'll tell you. See, in India, you are walking on a road. So what does they say? What do they say? Walk on the left-hand side. Drive on the left-hand side. Walk on the left-hand side. Does it mean you cannot walk on the right-hand side?
No.
You can walk. You can walk on the right-hand side of the road. But what will happen? There will be some risk, right? You are able to do it, but you don't do it. Following the guidelines of the system. Okay? Clear? Okay.
Yeah.
But because the structure will disturb going forward, universally all Pega developers should follow the same structure.
Okay.
So everyone in the society should follow the same thing. Drive on left-hand side only. If you say I want to drive on right-hand side, means problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow. You do have any other questions anyone else has?
Harsha, while logging into the application, the first page is App Studio. And then if you want, we need to navigate to Dev Studio. Is my understanding correct?
Yes, you can navigate to Dev Studio. When loading, App Studio will be loaded. You can navigate to Dev Studio.
Okay.
Okay. And one more thing someone is asking, which version to download and install? Rupali, my team will share you version 7, 8.7, download 8.7 and load it. Install it. Okay.
Harsha, that will be shared on the WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. They will give you a link on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Forward it to your, open from your laptop, log into one
Okay,
Gmail and
okay.
open that link. You'll be able to download. Installation video you can watch and you can go through it.
Yeah, that I'll do. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome.
Harsha, one more question. To make it clear, very understandable for the difference between Dev Studio and App Studio. So Dev Studio is for configuration.
Don't even think about it. Hold on. As of now, forget about that. We are trying to see something in Dev Studio. That's it. I'll tell you Dev Studio, App Studio. Today, our concept, what should be there in your mind is only this class, encapsulation, these things. Forget about Dev and App Studio. Just switch to Dev Studio. Just make an observation. That's it. Don't think about what are the differences. You'll come to know slowly. Okay. Because that is not the subject now. Just we are switching. Yes, please.
While we were creating the framework application, you asked us to leave alone the division name as div and unit name
Yes.
as unit, right?
Yes.
So
Leave it.
where would, okay.
Where do we see that? I will tell you. When we come across the routing concepts and all, you will see that. Operator ID. I will show you the division, div, unit, all that. Actually, in real time, they will give some names, meaningful names. See, exactly they will create your following your business structure. What is the architecture of your business in the real world? Same will be added here digitally. So division names and all they will ask and they will create accordingly. Okay. But here for us, it is not that important. That's why I left it.
Sir,
Any other doubts?
yes, sir. What's the difference between this encapsulation and class?
No difference. Encapsulation is a concept. Class is an implementation of encapsulation in the technology. Programming languages, you have something called class, right? That is been derived from a concept called encapsulation. So it's encapsulation is a plan, and building is
Reference.
class.
Okay.
Both are same only. Next.
Okay.
So Harsha, like here we can see 3 applications, right?
Correct.
So after clicking on it, we are able to see checkboxes. So what will happen if you uncheck? Like
Nothing will
below,
happen if you uncheck also. I don't know why they have provided. Just for viewing.
Okay.
No need to think about
Okay.
it. If you uncheck also, nothing will happen.
Harsha, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Harsha, like here I can see the heart hyphen work. So it's automatically the inheritance concept was been built among these 3 courses, or
Inheritance is already automatically defined. Yes.
Okay.
I will explain you that tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks.
We can create manually our own classes. Make it available in the inheritance as a child or parent like that.
Before the work.
Before work also we can create. Before heart IMPL also we can. Not before heart. Under heart you can create any classes. Manually also we'll see how to create. Next. After work also we can create subunit classes. We will do it practically. After work we will create definitely. Next. Someone else was trying to ask.
Yeah, Harsha, like just a different question. So testers, so which environment they have access to?
Not this one. That is a separate session I am going to take. That is like production environment. Sorry, QA environment and UAT environment.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
They will access framework application. They will test implementation application features. Every application features they will test. But environments are QA and UAT. That's a separate session for us going forward. I will tell you that also.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Harsha, could you please explain this once again, the framework class inheritance that you have shown, heart-fw heart FW.
Inheritance I did not tell you in the application.
I mean, hyphens represents the inheritance, but I didn't understand the. I got a little confused with the
I just
division.
given you one point that will be covered tomorrow. This represents inheritance. That is a topic that we are going to cover tomorrow, because it will take time. Minimum 15 minutes it will take time to explain inheritance concept. At the end, just like that, I have told you, this is implementation or framework class group where hyphen represents inheritance, and that will be covered tomorrow.
Okay, and from the notes, Harsha, like you mentioned, heart FW is application or division 2.
Division 2, correct? Yes, of course.
Yes, that is a little confusing to me. Could you please explain?
No. Here they have added additional FW, no? That you can consider as division 1. Okay. And this one you can consider as, I told you about organization structure, no? Considering that structure, if you compare, this you can consider as division 2. Work is unit. So you understand that work is the one where transaction gets initiated. So our transactions will be initiated in the work class.
So division 2 is under division 1, like that we have to consider,
or
is it?
Yes, under division 1, correct. It is coming
So
under
Harsha,
subdivision. Subdivision, you can say. This is
so Harsha, in real time, sorry to interrupt. In real time, we can have as many as the divisions and the subdivisions.
How many
and
you are going to have depends on your real business.
The business, structure. Okay.
Real
the
business architecture,
rules
you
and
should
requirements,
exactly
we can have as many as.
Correct.
Okay.
You don't have to think about these levels and all, because when they are going to give you requirement, anyhow, this will be done by technical architect, not by you.
Okay.
As an engineer, like 5 years, 6 years, you don't do it. But even technical architect, how does he knows or she knows? Only when the business draws a diagram and give you, you will come to know. Clearly, they will give everything,
the business
including
requirements,
names and all.
they will come up.
Yes, everything diagrammatically they'll give you and you do it. But it is like you are a solution architect to your application, then only you'll come across this type of development. Okay, good. Yeah, in the real business requirements, no, so many things that whatever we do here, in detail, you'll get the requirement. Okay, what name to be given, what ID you should have, all that, the complete requirement document you will be getting. Because it's not that you can give the names of your own. Okay. It's not your wish to give the names. Name should be exactly as per matching with the business. Business people should understand all this. Okay. So, okay, fine. So I'll be sharing this document. Continuation of this document tomorrow we'll make it. Okay, with the inheritance and classes and all types of class and all. Just all are connected topics. All the 6 whatever I have made, all are combinedly connected topics. Okay. So today and tomorrow both together is one session. Today's class, tomorrow class together is how many sessions? One session. Last 3 days is one session. Last 3 days, one session. This is today, tomorrow, one session. Okay. So I'm going to share you these 2 documents, and reminder to every one of you, complete your fees payment. I think today is Wednesday, right? So tomorrow morning also same meeting link you will be able to attend even if you have not made the fees payment. But tomorrow link will change. Only the students who have made the fees payment, they will be receiving the link, modified link. Others will not receive. You will not be able to connect on Friday if your fees payment is not completed. Plus classroom students also, if you have made fees payment, then only you are allowed into the class. Otherwise not, because it's already 6 to 7 days since we started our training program. Okay. So just installation, if you have any issues, reach out to us. We will guide you and help you. On what number you will reach out? Admin number, I mean like a staff number. Okay, 96525327. Try to do installation. Any issue you are facing, take the screenshot, send them to me. Send it to our office staff. They are going to help you. Okay, on the installation part. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to close the meeting. Thank you. Recorded video also will share you for today.